Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel! My name is Mark Roden, and in today's video we're going to be going over 7 hot takes that I have with automobiles. These are takes. If you don't know what a hot take is, it's pretty much just an opinion. It's an opinion that's unpopular. An unpopular opinion, if you will. So these are 7 of them that I have with certain cars. Song of the day is Do Ya Thang by a group? Band? I don't know what you would call them, but they're called PSC. That probably stands for PPs, sexual intercourse, and coitus. That's right. That's probably what that stands for. I don't know. But yeah, it's actually, sorry if I'm going all over the place with my camera today. I have a lot of energy today. I don't know why, so I'm being a little weird. But it's honest. It's the song from Need for Speed Most Wanted, like the theme song from that. So if you liked that song, that's the name of it. Go listen to it. Get hit with nostalgia. But without further ado, let's get right into it with number 7. Coming in at the number 7 spot is that the 911 GT3 RS is overrated. I said it. I said it. Now here's the thing. I like a Porsches as much as I like, women, okay? They're really cool cars. They make some sick ones. As a matter of fact, the Cayman GT4 RS is, oh my god, I would do horrible things for a Cayman GT4 RS, let me just tell you. But the GT3 RS isn't the best car ever made, man, okay? Almost every child on this planet, on the face of the earth, that has an app called TikTok, loves this car. Every one of them. And I get why. It's a great car. It is. But it's not the best. And now the thing that a lot of people like to say is that it's really hard to find a good bang for your buck, a better bang for your buck than a GT3 RS is right now. And that is kind of true in a way, but they're still not cheap, okay? Like a 911 GT3 RS is still $300,000 MSRP. That's the price MSRP. And now if you want it fully loaded and you want to put all your parts on it that you customize it yourself, that's even more. And on top, you can find a Huracan, you can find a GTR, you can find a Corvette for significantly less than that. You can find a Gallardo for significantly less than that. And are they going to be as fast stock around the track as the GT3 RS? No, but you now have an extra $200,000 that you can put in that car to make it keep up with the GT3 RS. I think you're going to be able to manage to do that, it is a good car, and stock for stock, yes, it's kind of hard to beat it. For its price point, you're not really going to find anything else for around $300,000 that's going to be as fast around a track as a GT3 RS is. But that doesn't mean it's the best car ever made, man. Coming in at the number 6 spot is BMW is the best brand of all time. This is obviously personal opinion. Everybody's going to have a brand that they think is better than the others. People are going to think Mercedes are great. I hate Mercedes. I've never really liked them. I think they're just, automatic transmissions only makes me sad. But BMW, I've always kind of wanted 3 things in my car. I like them being rear wheel drive. I like them being a manual transmission. And I like them looking good. That's about it. I like them looking cool, being rear wheel drive, and having a manual transmission, and also being kind of quick, just stuff like that. And BMW has that, BMW has the good looks, in my opinion. It has the rear wheel drive, it has the manual transmission, whereas other brands like from Germany, Audi, Volkswagen, and Mercedes, the big 3, they all are missing one of those things. Mercedes is rear wheel drive, but they don't have manuals. Volkswagen has manuals, but they're front wheel drive. Audi has manuals, but they're all wheel drive or front wheel drive. They don't have a rear wheel drive car, and BMW does. That's why I like Japanese cars too, because Japanese cars, a lot of them are rear wheel drive with a manual transmission. I like that. On top of that, price is a big one. I don't have $20,000 to go drop on a car right now. I don't. So if I want to get a BMW, I can look out there, and there's tons of options that are rear wheel drive with a manual transmission, are going to be fun, look good, are comfortable, reliable-ish, for the price point that I have. Whereas Mercedes isn't like that. Volkswagen is, you got all your GTIs, but again, I don't really like front wheel drive cars that much, even though I have an Integra. I know, long story, but I don't really like them that much. And then, yeah, Audi is too, and I definitely think about buying an Audi quite a bit, but there's just something about it. I don't know. BMW is my favorite. I love them. I think they have a car for absolutely everybody out there, and that just makes me happy. Coming in at the number 5 spot is hating on kids for liking the Mark IV Supra, or just JDM cars in general, is just sad. If you are going on Instagram and you're calling somebody a 12-year-old kid because he likes a Mark IV Supra, or if you see a 12-year-old kid that does like a Mark IV Supra and you call him out on it and you start making fun of him because he's wrong about his information, because he's gonna be, since he's 12 years old, you're a sad person. You are a sad person. You are most likely, let's say you're 16 years old. You're 4 years older than that guy, okay? He probably hasn't even hit puberty yet. And you're sitting there arguing with him on a social media app about a car that you don't own, that he doesn't own, A car that neither of you own and neither of you probably will ever own. You're arguing with him, telling him he's an idiot because he got his facts wrong or something. You are literally openly arguing with a 12-year-old. That is sad, man. Now, I got it, you know, obviously, we've all had our experiences. You're on Call of Duty, a 12-year-old calls you trash, and you call them out. That's a different story. I'm not saying, like, you can't, you know, tell a 12-year-old that they're an idiot. I do it sometimes, and it's hilarious. But if you're literally sitting there telling this kid that a Mark IV Supra is a bad car and you don't even know what you're talking about yourself, it's just sad, man. And then they make videos dedicated to hating on them. Like, literally will be like, oh, you're a kid if you like the Mark IV Supra, and making these kids feel bad for liking this car, making them feel immature. Nobody wants to feel immature, so obviously that's what they're kind of going for. But it doesn't even make any sense because they're wrong half the time. I saw a video today. Oh my God, it was the most, not today, I actually saw it a couple of days ago, but it was the most ironic thing ever. It was a guy hating on Supra kids and said something like, he was like, oh, these are JDM killers. That's what it was. It was a guy saying these are JDM killers. And he had like a video of a Hellcat, a video of a Ferrari and a Lamborghini. But then you want to know what also was in there that he put some emphasis on? A freaking Lotus Elise. Those come with a Toyota motor in them. And he was too stupid to know that because he doesn't know cars. He just follows trends. And it was just making me sad, man. Stop hating on kids for liking a Mark IV Supra. Stop hating in general for liking the Mark IV Supra. If you think it's an overrated car, you're wrong. Coming in at the number 4 spot, and that's 4 of them. I don't care if an automatic transmission is faster. Manual transmissions belong in a sports car. I said it, I'm not going back on it. Supercars, different story. You're paying a lot of money. If you want, you know, the top of the line performance with a Lamborghini, then yes, an automatic transmission is going to get you there because they are faster than a manual. I'm not going to sit here and, you know, argue that. I know, and I will admit that yes, if you want to go faster, the automatic is the better option nowadays, sadly. But manual belongs in a sports car. I don't. If you are buying a sports car and you want to have the most fun, the best driving experience, and you don't care about like winning races, if you just want to drive the car to enjoy the car, get a manual. Get a manual. Again, I want to make it very, 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 very ultra MK ultra clear here that I am not saying that if you want to go fast in your sports car, if that's all you care about when buying it, you should buy a manual. I'm not saying that. If all you care about is going fast and winning races or whatever, yes, buy the automatic, go ahead. But manual belongs in it if you are trying to have a good time. That's all I gotta say. That's it. Now, paddle shifters kind of makes up for it a little bit. You know, you can still kind of control it, and that's kind of cool. I actually drove a Genesis Coupe with paddle shifters, and it was a really cool feeling. But still, try a manual. And if you can't drive a manual yet, dude, buy it anyway. It doesn't matter. I learned how to drive my 350Z without knowing how to drive a manual, okay? And I bought that, and I learned how to drive it in a week, okay? It's super simple. You'll get the hang of it nice and easy, and then once you do, you're gonna wish that you learned it earlier. Coming in at 3rd place, this is a lot about European cars, to be honest, but 3rd place is European cars are not unreliable. They're just higher maintenance, okay? They're just higher maintenance. On top of that, this also kind of goes in with another thing that I always constantly like kind of think about. When people talk about the unreliability of BMW or Mercedes or Porsche or Volkswagen or whatever, they always kind of bring up like the worst of those cars. They never bring up the normal ones, you know? They never bring up like the M3 E46, which was incredibly reliable. They never bring up the M3 E36, which was incredibly reliable. They never bring up the M3 F80, which is incredibly reliable, or the G80, which is very reliable. No. When they bring up cars, they bring up the M3 E92. Why? Because that one had the V8 in it, and that one was incredibly unreliable. Or they'll bring up the M5 E60 with the V10 that's literally notorious for being unreliable. Or they'll bring up the worst of the Mercedes guys, or the worst of the Volkswagen guys, or the worst of the Audis. They never bring up the normal ones. And on top of that, it's like, again, it's just higher maintenance, which makes sense. You're buying a luxury car, meaning that there's going to be a lot more parts on it, meaning that those parts are going to have a higher tendency to break. You have more stuff on it now. If you let's say you got a Lego set, right? And it's a Lego set of a house. Now you put that house on your dresser drawer or on the top of your dresser, right? And you have a monkey in your house. Well, there's a good chance that Lego set is going to break. But if it breaks, whatever, you know, you fix it, it's fine. It's not going to cost a lot because it's a tiny little house. Well, now you have a Lego set on the other side of it. This Lego set is the same exact house, but now there's an airplane parked out back. Well, that airplane, if that monkey jumps up and crashes the airplane and the house at the same time, well, now there's 2 things that broke. Now you got a lot more to fix. That's exactly what it is with European cars. There's a lot more stuff in them. So yeah, if it breaks, it's going to be a lot more expensive. Okay? So just keep a higher tab on it. Make sure that it's actually, you know, keeping up with the maintenance more on this car, and you'll be fine. Coming in at 2nd place, this one hurts me to say a little bit, but honestly, I gotta say it, man. EVs are cool. EVs are cool, but they do nothing for the world. I said it. I'm not going back on it. Let's be honest here, people. I might have a freaking FBI SWAT team swinging in my window any moment now to freaking knock me up. But here's the thing. Here's the problem with the world. It's not us. Stop letting them lie to you. We're not the problem. We're not polluting this world as much as they are. Okay, if they want to take their private jet from California to Connecticut just to come over here and slap me across the face, they'll do it with no repercussions. Why? Because they're rich, and so they'll pay off a freaking judge if he calls them out on it. That's all. That's all. They're polluting the world. These rich a-holes are the ones that are polluting the world. And then, oh, no, EVs are going to save it. Buy your EV now. Save the world. Yep, they gotta still make the EV. Where do you think they put the batteries after they're done, too? It's like, did they just throw them out? You can't throw out a battery. It's battery acid. It's gonna kill the environment around it. It's just like, I know that gas cars have batteries too, but significantly smaller than a Tesla does, you know what I mean? And so, yes, are they going to help? I'm sure they will a little bit, but it's not going to change anything. It's not. Especially since the world is growing in population anyway. It's just not, it's just going to either stay the same or get worse. And people are all sitting here like, oh, the EVs are going to help. EVs are going to help. No, they're not. Unless Kylie Jenner starts taking her EV to Italy every other weekend. No, it's not going to help. Okay, because want to know why? She's going to fly her little private booty hole jet all the way out there just for herself instead of getting on a freaking, first class plane ticket or something. Being with the rest of us peasants. So, it's not doing anything. Stop letting them tell you they are. And finally, first place, wow, there's a freaking hurricane or something. Oh, get in the tub, get in the tub. But first place is a simple cruise with your friends is more fun than any event. Uh-huh. That's right. I've been to multiple. I've been to drift events, drag events, car shows, car meets, anything you can think of. I've been there. I haven't been to Rally, though. I do want to go see Rally. That would be really cool. I've even been to NASCAR, dude. Like, I've been to everything, okay? Not Formula 1 either. But either way, yeah, I've been to a lot of events, a lot of car-focused events. But I've also been on a lot of car cruises with just 5 or 6 of my friends, all in our piece of junk cars. My 350Z, my friend's Miatas, my friend's E46 328i's, my friend's WRX's, whatever. Cars that cost less than $10,000, and we're driving them around like we're freaking Hamilton versus Verstappen. It's a great time. It is more fun than any of those events I've ever been to. I mean that seriously. I went to Lime Rock not too long ago to watch a GT3 cars race around, and it was really cool. I love those GT3 cars. It was really fun to do. But with those friends, it's just a different feeling, man. You feel free. You can go do whatever you want. Hey, you guys want to go out to get a bite to eat? Sure. You guys want to go up to a nice little twisty road and carve up? Sure. Want to go find an empty parking lot and do some donuts? Sure. You just have fun and just go do things in your sports cars. And it's just so much. It's just the best. It really is. Now, honestly, when it's even better than that is when you go to a car meet with your friends and then you leave together too and you're cruising. Oh my, when you go to like events with your friends and you all cruise to the event, watch the event together and then cruise back home, that's just like icing on the cake. But yeah, don't think that you're gonna, you should be spending all your time trying to get money so that you can buy tickets to these events. No, just go out with your friends, man. Text them right now. Be like, you guys want to go on a cruise tomorrow? You guys want to go out to eat tomorrow or something? Just go on a nice little cruise. It doesn't even have to be something crazy. Just go out on a cruise with them. It's such a blast. It is so much fun. I hope I never get to the point where like I'm too old to go cruising with my friends. I hope my friends always want to go cruising because it's just a good time. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video of the 7 hot takes that I got with automobiles. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Let me know what other videos that you'd like to see. Let me know if you want a part 2 to this because I have a lot of hot takes with cars. Trust me, I got some more things up my sleeve here. Oh, nope, that's just armpit hair, my bad. But anyway, yeah, let me know what other videos that you'd like to see. I would appreciate it. Das Vidania, and have a nice night.